Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a pick a card reading for your next week. So the way pick a card readings work is you get to use your intuition to pick the card, the number, or the object. I'll be placing objects here in a moment that resonate with you, and then I have the timestamps down below in the description. You click on those numbers, and then I use my intuition to read the cards for you. So a couple things this week. We have a full moon in Virgo. Virgo is a beautiful earth sign, so it is about, full moons are always about release, but we're going to release things with intention. We're going to release maybe some fears that aren't Virgo is very practical. So we're going to release some fears that maybe aren't grounded, that aren't practical, that aren't, that are a little, maybe more emotional. Virgo, this is a great time to get involved in our community, maybe put our house in order, those kinds of themes. And then we'll see what the cards have to say as well. And then I'll be placing objects here in a moment, like I said, but at the end of our pick a card here, I'm just gonna explain what I have on my table. So if you're interested in the different crystals or plants, stick around for that as well. For group number 1, the crystal that we have, since we've got our full moon and that's kind of the theme, not a full moon, but we've got this beautiful carved moon. This is agate. This is Druzi agate here because we've got the crystals that have kind of formed. So that's going to be group number 1. For group number 4, some more Druzi agate. This is, I'll show you the other side. It's pretty cool. And then it's just a really cool form here in this heart. Both of these obviously were carved. And then group number 3 also carved, this carved moon, but the crystals are in a different form and that way. So we have those. If you are not sure what group is for you, I'm just going to do a quick breathing exercise, and you are invited to do that with me, where we close our eyes, we take a deep breath in. So go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and release. Okay, we're releasing out any tension, anything that we just are relaxing into this moment. We're setting the intentions that you are going to hear what you need to hear. Go ahead and take another deep breath in and release. Okay, open your eyes, and wherever your eyes are drawn, that is the group for you. So again, the numbers are in the description. And also you want to stay for the end of the reading because I use 3 different decks, just so you know about that as well. So like I was saying, I just want to show you what I have on my table here. This is ruby fuchsite. Ruby fuchsite is intended to transform negative energy into positive energy, restoring hope and enthusiasm to those who use it, and it works with the heart and the third eye chakras to encourage people, encourage your personal insight while enhancing relationships with others. When used on the crown chakra, it may open communication and understanding with the spiritual realm. I think it's a really interesting, the rubies surrounded by this green. I think it's really striking and very interesting point here. And then over here, this is, I'm not gonna put it on its side because we've got the candle in there, but that is fluorite. So fluorite, it does have some purples in it, but it's mostly green. Fluorite can come in different colors, like purple, lilac, greens. Like I said, this has some purple in it. It can be like a rainbow color fluorite. And fluorite is believed to stimulate thought and enhance mental clarity. It is an excellent stone for removing negative energy. So we've got a lot of removing of negative energy here. This may help alleviate stress and confusion to provide a more powerful healing action of the mind, body, and spirit. So if you are interested in those types of esoteric things, that's what that is. And then I wanted to show you, I usually have plants in my videos, usually succulents. It's so grounding for me. And I felt like called to show you guys all of these plants. The greens are very grounding. I feel like whenever I'm doing a reading and I really connect with my heart chakra, I'm sending love to you. I hope you feel that. This has been in a couple of my readings recently. I just kind of turn it so you can see different ones. Obviously it's too big to put in here, but I just love this arrangement. But this is what it is. This is what it looks like. And I just really felt called to show you what these things are and what they look like. So if you stuck around, I appreciate that. And let me know if you want to hear more about the stones that I use, because I haven't really typically done these things. So if you're interested in plants or stones, along with the readings, let me know in the comments. Give me a like and I will do more of it. So thank you so much, and I'll see you at your reading. Hello, group 1. If you picked the moon with the little Druzi right here, you are in the right spot. Let's take a look at the cards. So the first card that comes out for you, look at this. We have romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of a conscious lover. So the key with this is it starts with you. It starts with yourself. It starts really with self-love, because if you don't love and appreciate yourself, then the reflection that you get back from somebody else isn't always the healthiest. You have to love yourself first, and then you can be open up and like this lovely, this is the Sacred Geometry Oracle. So this is just like this beautiful geometric flower here that opens up and blooms and radiates out. And I think of this, I'm feeling it really in my heart chakra right now, my heart center. I have my hands over my heart. I just did, just to touch and feel that, because it is about opening up and blossoming and blooming and allowing that love. Now with the full moon, if you're watching this when I uploaded the video with the full moon this week, full moons are about release. So there might be some toxic energy. There might be some forgiveness. There might be some, maybe a past love that's interfering with your current love that we need to think about and release. And this would be the perfect time to do that, so it doesn't interfere with this coming up week. But think of ways that you can connect with your lover, the people around you. If you don't currently have a love, that's okay. That's where we're going to start opening up and allowing that love to come into your life. So we get the 5 of Cups as the first card, and it's interesting that popped out right as I was talking about releasing negativity, releasing things that might upset you or make you feel not your best self. And we've got the Emperor reverse, we've got the Devil. Yeah, this looks like there's a lot of release going on here. I'm just gonna keep those together. Let's see what is all here. 6 of Swords, we get the Lovers reverse, and we get the Magician. So I think for a lot of you, this is really about, the Devil, the Emperor reversed. I think with love, when you saw this romantic love card pop out, You're probably like, oh no, not again. Never again. We have the Devil here, and we've got the Lovers reversed. You know what? Let's just do this so we can see all of the cards. I really was only going to pull 4, but you know what? These 6 came out. At the end of this journey, right, okay, so these here is really about reframing your past. It's moving past some heartache. Even if you're in a new relationship, I feel like there's some ties to the past that are really holding you back. It could be that you just feel like maybe you're not even with the right person at the moment. So let me know if this resonates for you, that you just are afraid of being alone. And that's why when I said romantic love here, it starts with you, it starts with yourself, it starts with your self-love, your self acceptance. And it is so interesting how when you start putting yourself first and your own heart first and your own expectations first and you first, it seems backwards, right? To love somebody else, you think you need to put them first, but you really need to put you first, because we teach people how to treat us. And I feel like you have in the past not been treated the best. I feel like you have put your heart out there. I feel like you have, you thought you had a connection with somebody. Maybe, you know, those terms soulmate or twin flame were flying around. You felt like this was something that was fated. It kind of feels like it was fated in a way, but it was more of a karmic relationship where it kind of teaches you what you don't want versus what you do want. But we have to release it and let it go. Otherwise, it's going to harm you moving forward. Now, moving forward here, we have the 6 of Swords. That is putting all of your thoughts together. That is getting your mind straight, your mind right. This is like, nope, I am not accepting this negativity in my life anymore. This is what I want. I'm going to put some boundaries up, and I'm willing to walk away from a situation because I know that there's a better situation for me out there. And then the Magician here comes in. This is beautiful, really. The Magician is you standing up. I love that we've got even the little bunnies in boats swirling around this Magician. You know, I don't always see the Magician really associated with the 6 of Swords here. And, but in this particular deck, you know, we've got these bunnies going with the flow. They're flowing with it. They're allowing. They are like, they're not fighting it anymore. And I really feel like, it's interesting that you have the Devil here and the Lovers here. Because when the Lovers are reversed, something has been holding you back, and it's really just kind of a confirmation of this Devil card, because the Devil card is about addictions, it's about attachments, it's about things that are holding you back. So this would be a great week to reflect on what is holding you back. If you could do anything, what would you do? There's attachments here that are not allowing you to be at your best, to feel at your best. And the Emperor reverse, I didn't really, I kind of skimmed over this. The Emperor is the quintessential masculine energy in its best form. But when we have it in reverse, it can be very controlling here. Sometimes we feel like we need to do what somebody else wants to do, even if we feel like it isn't in our best interest, or we don't even think about it being in our best interest, because we're afraid of losing them. We're afraid that if we don't, I don't know, dye our hair, or if we don't like move or take another job or cut out our friends, or, you know, there's a lot of things that happen in relationships because we're compromising for somebody else. And these compromises here that I'm seeing that have happened for you, either they're currently happening or have happened in the past, they're not allowing you to be your best self. And the Magician is you releasing this toxicity so that you can become your best self. There's going to be some choppy waters doing that. It's not easy. And anybody who's walked away from a relationship, and this could be something that has really been in the past. I mean, sometimes healing from relationships takes years. But this is a week to think about something that has left you with a scar, something that's left you with attachments. Maybe you've been having dreams about somebody from the past, your first love perhaps, and it's time to think about how that is holding you back from the future that you want. For instance, you may think that you need to make less money than your partner, or they won't like or respect you. Or maybe there's something that they told you that really hasn't fully resonated yet. As something that's holding you back. For instance, when I was young, I had like this really good job for my age. I was like 20 and I had this amazing job for me. And I got it because I knew the guy who owned the business. And my boyfriend at the time would tell me, oh, you just got that because of who you know. And which was true. But this guy owned a business. He knew a lot of people in town. He didn't just hire anybody. But that held me back for the longest time. That made me think, oh, I'm not really good enough to have this position. I just have it because of who I know. So it's time to rethink some of these things that somebody in the past has told you, because we've got to release it. We're releasing things that's holding you from your best self, that's holding you from your highest self, that's holding you back from your magic. We have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon, and we have, I'll just let you see this. I usually kind of shuffle these close, but there we go. I want you to see that I'm pulling these, or how they're coming out here. And energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. Hold your vision. I feel like you have an idea of who you want to be, what you want your relationships to be like. And perhaps you have like come up against some resistance to that. It hasn't, I told you over here with the Magician to go with the flow. Maybe it hasn't flowed the way that you expected it to. Hold your vision. Stay your course. Do what you need to do. Perhaps this person over here, whether it be in the past or be in your current life, they are telling you things about your vision that you don't believe, but it still makes it hard for you to gain momentum on your vision. This Six of Swords is you gaining momentum. The Six of Swords is you moving into your vision. And so is the Magician. The Magician is you. There's a level of freedom here. There's a level of understanding how you are creating your universe. You're creating the perfect relationship for you. You are creating yourself to be, to attract that perfect person for you. And don't settle. There's no settling here. Hold that vision. And then the energy is gaining momentum. I feel like this part of the reading, whether it be something that you have dealt with in the past and you just haven't fully healed from, or fully forgiven, or fully let go of, or it's an energy that you're going through right now, I feel like it's kind of a little bit of an anchor on you, and it's a little bit that you need to work on. Romantic love, when I was like talking about having my hand over my heart, there are two places in your body. There's, I think, actually three, but we'll talk about these two. There's three places in your body that hold memories. One of them is your mind, and one of them is your heart. There's actually cells in your heart, and this has been proven scientifically, that hold memories. What we don't know, though, is But it completely makes sense when you think you've dealt with something, when you think you've forgiven a situation, when you think you've moved beyond it, when you think that you're past it, when you've worked on it maybe with your mind. A lot of us don't necessarily work on it with our heart and don't release those negative energies, those negative thoughts, those negative memories, those negative feelings from our heart. And that kind of keeps bringing us back into the cycle. It's bringing us back into that negative cycle and keeps us from moving forward. But that's why we're having this discussion, group one, because now that you know that, I want you to hold your hands over your heart and think about this, what is giving you this is making you look in the past and not allowing you to move into the future. Think about this person who wronged you, and I want you to give them love. I know that's so hard, but you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you. You think about this attachment. What are you attached to? Why? What are you afraid of? We're releasing fears. And then think about how that is holding you back from your perfect self, from your perfect situation, from what you want. And that's your homework. That's your homework for the next week. But I promise if you do that, you're going to feel so much better. And then you'll be fully capable of moving with the flow and going with the flow and trusting the universe and creating the person and the relationship and the version of you that you want to be. So that's what I have for you, group one. I hope that you have a fantastic week. I know that, trust me, I know that these things are tough. It's certainly something that, but you're not alone. It's something that we have all dealt with, because if you've ever loved, somebody has hurt you at some point. Sometimes they don't mean to, sometimes, and that I want to, because I'm not sure that they meant to, but they are probably insecure themselves. And in that instance that I gave you in my situation, that was totally true. I had to, at first I was angry that I internalized what he said to me, and I believed it. And then I was like, well, there's insecurity there. So then you can give that person love and move on and cut those ties and go on to be the best you. So that's what I have, group one. Thank you so much for being here. If these are the kinds of readings that you appreciate, I would love it if you gave the video a like, and hopefully I will see you in the next reading. Hello, group two. So this is a really pretty little Druzi heart, and that's what it looks like on the back, but on the front of it, it has all these crystals, and this is number two. So the cards that come out for you are Union and Expression. I only planned on pulling one, and two popped out, so we're taking it. 44 Union, the energy of union activates our ability to unite our outer and inner aspects toward a state of wholeness. And then Expression, the frequency of expression supports our ability to bring out our true essence through many different forms of communication. I feel like there might be a situation where you're not comfortable enough to really be your true self. Whether that is a friendship or you're trying to, like at work, you're not who you really are. When we've got like this union and this expression, the universe is telling you, you need to be who you are. If you're trying to cultivate friendships, for example, or relationships in any way, we always have this fear that somebody isn't going to like us. So maybe we try to mask that or try to project what we think somebody will like. But it is better to not be liked for who you really are than to be liked for who you're pretending to be. When we have union, I see this as kind of a, you might need to delve into some shadow work deep down What is it that you've kind of been pushing to the background? Guilty pleasures, things like that. I love and I hate the term guilty pleasure all at once. I love it because I think it's great for us to indulge in things that we really like, but I hate it because I don't think it should be guilty. I think we should, be happy with what makes us happy. Guilty pleasures for me might be just some, trash TV or, something like that. Real Housewives, Kardashians, some crap like that. But you see what I'm saying? Like, if you like it, indulge. You don't have to pattern your whole life around it. But if it makes you feel good, why does it make you feel good? And then, but like, it's also asking you to question that part of yourself on why you feel bad about it. Is it because of somebody else's thoughts or views on you? And then the expression is, you have to be you, and don't be afraid to be you, and light up that life, light up your own light. Sometimes I feel like when we start expressing ourselves, that can scare other people. But I think that it scares people because they're afraid to express themselves as well. Sometimes you inspire, sometimes you spark some fear. But we're releasing fear, especially with this full moon that is coming out this week. 6 of Coins. And then we have the Queen of Coins. Okay, so this looks like it could be work situation. Physical. I mean, this is a full moon in Virgo. 2 of Swords reversed. And we get the 6 of Wands. So the 6s are a victory. And you have the victory here. And I love that we finish off the 6 of Wands because that is you standing up and being yourself and other people clapping for who you are. Does everybody clap? Does everybody watch your victory lap or your victory parade? No. But it usually has more to do with them than it has to do with you. It's not about you. It's about them not appreciating their own selves. So you can't, don't let that hold you back in any way. Because if we allowed other people's thoughts, feelings, fears to hold ourselves back, we would never get anywhere, ever. And you're certainly not a trailblazer if you allow that. And I feel like it's time for you to be a trailblazer. 6 of Coins, Queen of Coins. So this deals with themes around this full moon coming up are being grounded, being practical. Coins is the suit of that. It's the suit of we have this balance here in the 6 of Coins. The 6 of Coins also has kind of this, and I see it as a reflection of this union, your inner and outer self, balancing that out. I don't feel like you should be, we're releasing feelings of guilt. We're releasing feelings of shame, feelings of fear, that kind of thing. I don't feel like you should be hiding anything. If you do have these feelings, let somebody know. Even if it's just a small thing, like it upsets me when blah, 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 let somebody know that and say it in a very practical, very grounded way without a lot of emotion. Talk it out so that we can release it. We do have Swords here. That's about talking it out. And I do, the 2 of Swords reversed. We're not sitting on the fence anymore. We're picking a direction. We're making a choice. We're allowing some things. This is cute with the little dragons. I'll hold it up right here. I'll hold it up right here right now. There's a theme in this deck with little bunnies and boats flowing here, and I feel like there's a lot of talk about going with the flow and allowing instead of blocking here. With when we have our eyes closed and we're very kind of closed off with our arms are wrapped around our heart, we're not allowing, we're blocking. But you have it in reverse, so feel like you're opening up And I think that it's going to be positive for you, especially with the Six of Wands. So back to the balance here in the Six of Coins, where we've got the scale and we've got the two little bunnies balanced. Understand that life is a cycle. And even here in this union, we've got different circles. But it's not only a cycle, it's kind of a spiral, that even though the seasons turn and we have certain things that are repeated over and over again, especially when we're talking about like the lunar cycle, things like that, even though it's circular, right? Even though we have this cycle, we can actually turn it into a spiral so that we can achieve and learn and grow. And I feel like, you know, we're coming into spring, where we've got these coins cards. I mean, look at how much growth and flowers and in beauty that we have around you. And I feel like with the union and expression, there's a lot of growth here for you in the next week, group number 2. Queen of Coins, Queen of Coins. I love that the balance is here. And then we have the Queen of Coins. She's the quintessential kind of like working mother. And you may not be a working mother, that's okay. What it means is that she balances her work life and her home life. She has a particular focus. She can prioritize things. She has like all these little bunnies here around her as well. So there is a lot of distraction around her, but she can focus on the one thing, like bring home that bacon, get it done, get her job done, work, and not forget about herself. I feel like with the union here, you know, we're not forgetting about our soul. We're feeding our soul. We're feeding ourselves. We're growing in that way. And the Six of Coins also is kind of like, I started to talk about cycles, and I'll finish that thought here with the Six of Coins, because sometimes you're this bunny on the top. See, this bunny is handing out carrots. So sometimes you're the bunny on the top who has that money and who can give to others, who has that and collectively at this time, it is time to think about like how you can pay it forward, how you can give to others. That just feeds your soul and feeds who you are as well, how you can express yourself. Think of things in your community that you can do, and it doesn't have to be big. It can just be like just getting socks, buying socks, or look and dropping it off at a homeless shelter, for instance, or looking at the needs of usually like homeless shelters or dog rescues, things like buying Girl Scout cookies. You're supporting your community, you're supporting others. And sometimes you have the ability to do that. Sometimes you're this person who needs the support of others. And open that flow up and allow that. If you need help, accept it. And if you can help, give it. So the Two of Swords, I feel like our little discussion here allows you to move forward, to make that choice. Two of Swords is kind of like sometimes we're on the fence about a choice or about a direction. Maybe we do know where we want to go, but back to that guilty pleasure thing that I was talking about, we know where we want to go, but we're like, oh, I don't know. Do I deserve it? Do I deserve this? What will my family think? What will my friends, coworkers? No, you don't worry about it. You worry about you first. And then the people who are here for the right reasons, they will applaud you and they will be there to support you. You don't have to worry about what they may think. Sometimes, we drop out of law school or whatever, and we make a decision or a choice that people question. But you have to be true to yourself. You have to be true to you. Oh, look at that. New moon in Aries. And that's coming up. It's time to take action. And what else do we have for group 2? I kind of had a feeling. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. This is the full moon in Pisces. I love this. I'm gonna put this over here because I feel like that is a big theme over here with the balance. And then you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. So there's not really, there's no cups cards here. Cancer is a water sign. Cancer would speak to emotions, but I kind of feel like there's some fear here in really embracing yourself, embracing who you are, looking at that. Our shadow self isn't necessarily our dark side, but our shadow self is a side that of our personality, of our aspect that we just haven't fully embraced. And it's time to open up, and it's time to embrace that, and don't fear it. Just allow and allow love. The Two of Swords here, I talked about the bunnies here flowing in the water. So we're just allowing sometimes we have to sit in emotions before we make a decision. And sometimes we just have to face some negative emotions but trust that we are safe. And then this final card, which is actually the first one of this deck that got thrown out here, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. So Aries season is next, and the new moon in Aries is coming up. It's coming up within like 2 weeks. I'll give or take a little bit, depending on when you watch this video. And I feel like where you are now versus by the new moon in Aries, there's going to be some momentum behind what you're doing and what you're embracing. And because I feel like there's going to be some small victories here for you that, you weren't really sure how it would be received by other people. And then they applaud you, and it feels really good. And then you keep going, and you keep going on a roll. And then by the time the new moon in Aries comes out, and I will do a reading when that new moon in Aries comes out, you can, we'll see where it takes us. We'll see what the action is. But the Two of Swords is ready to take action. It's ready to make that decision. It's ready to go down your path. So that's what I have for you, Group 2. I hope that you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, Group 3. If you picked this beautiful moon crystal, you are in the right place. Let's see what we have in store for you for this next week and things to embrace. We've got 23 freedom. The first thing that I'm noticing really in here is like the wings. And it just feels fresh, and it feels beautiful, and it feels new, and it feels like it's time to like open up your wings and fly. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. Now, lovely and beautiful, of course. I don't even want to say but, but when we are in this frame of freedom, just watch out for procrastination, because when we have this beautiful, limitless possibilities, sometimes it's hard to break away from that. I mean, there's a balance, because it's a beautiful energy, lovely to embrace, but at some point you have to kind of narrow things down so that you can actually get something accomplished. And that's where procrastination comes in when you want to stay in freedom too long. Because in freedom, there's potential. There's tons of potential, like limitless possibilities. But then you have to actually put your foot forward and go and do something. Take this path, go on that date, seek that job, work on that project. And that's when our frame, we have this like starts narrowing, and sometimes that doesn't feel as good as the freedom. And sometimes that's why we procrastinate. Group 3. I'm going to pull 4 cards out of here. One already kind of popped out. Kinda. It did pop out. 5 of Swords. King of Swords. Lovely. We get the Sun. Beautiful. And we get the Ace of Swords reversed. Look at all these swords reversed. So I'm actually not surprised about the swords reversed. Sword suit can be kind of tough. It's about mental expression. But it can be kind of negative sometimes. Not necessarily the ace and not necessarily the king, but certainly the 5 of swords. Well, the 5 of Swords is about, infighting and fighting your own mind. Don't worry, we're gonna discuss strategies here to get through this. Like we discussed the strategy here with freedom. Sometimes when our scope is so open, like with this freedom, we don't really know how to narrow it down, and a lot of times we get ideas and we get all of these things come flowing at us. It's kind of like when I want to make a video. I have like a ton of ideas and I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this, and then all of a sudden I think about it and think about it and think about it, and then I get nothing done. And that's what it's kind of feeling like with all of these swords reversed. So even though there's this beautiful, beautiful energy with the freedom and the Sun, we need to figure out how to kind of constrain that, how to focus it, so that you can move forward. Now, the good thing is we're just talking about this next week. We're talking about this next week in regard to the full moon, which is about release. And I feel like with these swords in the reverse, we have a lot of things that they're potential, they're open to you, but it's not going to be in your best interest. So you kind of have to wade through all of these ideas, wade through all of these options, and then release the things that aren't for you. And for instance, if you're searching for a new job and, you look at the job board and there's like 50 jobs available, like you can get super excited about that. But once you start sending resumes, maybe this one is too far. Maybe this one requires too much energy from you. Maybe this other one isn't the right pay. You have to start narrowing that focus down. Okay. And we have this wide scope of ideas, so you have to kind of like narrow it down to your perfect idea, because it's in there, but it's a lot of things to wade through, and that's okay. Oh, and I want to also make the analogy, for instance, let's say maybe you're not looking for a job or a relationship, but if you're interested in doing something like losing weight, changing your diet, put in a Google search. There is millions of ideas and possibilities out there. This initial spark is beautiful, right? Because it gets you in the frame of mind to actually do something. But then when you start looking at it, you're like, okay, do I do intermittent fasting? Am I going to be a vegan now? Is this diet going to be for me? Do I do keto? Do I do this? But you have to bring it back within your realm of what works for you and what's going to make you feel good. The best card here, it's the best card in the deck, and you have it, and that is the Sun card. The Sun is about anything and everything you could ever want, and you're achieving it. You're shining that light on it. You are questioning things, and you're doing it in a very logical way where you are getting the best results for you. So don't worry about this. And in fact, the 5 of Swords is kind of like letting go of worry, okay? The 5 of Swords, we have this little mouse on doing a victory dance on this piece of cake. But look at these other little mice. They're running away crying. So the 5 of Swords is often like, you don't have to show up to every fight that you've been invited to. And I feel like with social media, for example, you know, there's a lot of internet trolls. There's a lot of trolls in our real life. I don't know why everybody thinks they need to have an opinion on everything that everybody else does. And usually the people who have those opinions on what you're doing, or they tell you that you're on the wrong direction, or they don't like what you're doing, they are really super critical of you because they really need to be super critical of themselves, and they're procrastinating that. So choose your battles wisely. Choose who you listen to wisely. You don't have to, again, show up to every battle that you've been invited to. You post something on the internet, somebody takes it completely the wrong way. You don't have to sit there and argue with them. Who cares? The Five of Swords reverse is like, nah, I'm not concerned about that. King of Swords reverse, that might be somebody who is an internet troll coming in and trying to... It's so funny when you are in this frame of joy, like the freedom in the sun, how people show up and they want to say mean things to you. And if you don't believe that's true, just take a look at all the time. I see these like beautiful posts of these people doing these incredible things, and then there's inevitably somebody in the comments telling them why they're wrong. Or it's like, can't you just be happy for somebody? No, they can't, because they aren't happy themselves. So just remember that. And then I kind of feel like, you know, you don't have to take action on something right away when we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Just sit here in this freedom. Even though I talked about procrastination, you need to take a moment to make sure you're on the path, because remember, this limitless possibility here for you, the Sun card is here for you, but you want to make sure that the path is what you want it to be, where you want it to go. And this again is just going to be a week time frame, the next 5 to 7 days. So you can certainly just take a moment to collect your thoughts, live in this freedom. But as soon as you start feeling like you're procrastinating something, then yeah, we need to take that extra step and take some action. All right. Okay. I'm going to get 2 of these. So one more. We get confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So I love that. Have the strength and the confidence in yourself to stand up and do what is right for you. And look at, there's a ton of success over here. So these people who don't believe in you, who cares? Like, they don't believe in themselves. That's why they don't believe in you. It has nothing to do with you. And then surrender to the divine, full moon. So we have a full moon this next week, and I love that. We have the surrender to divine. You know, let the joy wash over you. You don't have to, again, you don't have to show up to this pity party that people are throwing for themselves. You only need to be concerned about yourself. You're only responsible for you. Well, you might be responsible for your family, but you don't have to let other people drag you down. And I certainly would just take what other people say with a grain of salt. I would look at the situation logically. I mean, if you have all of these key factors, this confidence in place, I would not be concerned about any negativity that is coming your way. I feel like it's more out of jealousy than out of something that you should be concerning yourself with, and it has more to do with anybody who is like looking at you in that negative way. And then like the surrender to the divine within that situation is just, you know, just mentally give that person love, love and light. Let the universe take care of it. Let God take care of it. You have your path and you have your direction, and it's kind of like it's coming together this week. So I feel like next week it will be something where you start to actually take action on it. But that's what I have for you, Group 3. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.